Good morning. My name is David, and this is my life on play. Welcome, glad to have you. I just really like people, and I like helping people. And this is why I help my clients, and this is why I vlog. I wish that somebody had told me or helped me with small career advice all throughout the way. And I think these are helpful. This is my experience, and I hope that these little videos can help you in your career to make you a better person. So if you want to join the community, please subscribe. It's busy season. You must be completely slammed at work. You're an accountant, right? This is what everybody assumes. And to be honest, when I was a tax accountant, that was very true. So the thing about busy season is that there are actually two seasons. The first season is in the spring. There's a deadline for 3:15 and 4:15, and then there's a deadline on 9:15 and 10:15. What happens, a big difference between the spring busy season and fall busy season, depending on what firm you're in. And today we're going to discuss what it would look like in a small firm. Busy season was actually pretty soft. There was not a lot of people, so there's not a whole lot of emails flying around, so there wasn't a lot of talk going on, which makes it much easier for you to focus on your work, unlike the Big Four, which I'll explain in a different video. When I was a first year staff, busy season was a little intimidating. I didn't know what to expect, and everybody had all these horror stories of how much you work. And I was at a small firm, about 15 people, and essentially my hours started to ramp up. They went from a full 8-hour day to a 9-hour day to a 10-hour day to about an 11-hour day. And this happened gradually, though. It wasn't all at once when a whole bunch of work was slammed onto my plate. There was a crescendo, if you will, from about middle of February to March. I was working 10 to 11-hour days. I'd come in, I'd get in at 8, I'd work through lunch, and then I'd go home, I'd make dinner, go to sleep, do it all over again. Basically work 5 days a week, and then I'd work a half day on Saturday, probably go skiing in the afternoon or something like that, and just be totally exhausted. I would normally take Sunday. For our busy season meals, we were a small firm, and so they were actually non-existent, which is actually kind of weird when I look back. But even though I was working 55 plus hours a week, they really weren't paying for anything except for a small breakfast that we had in the morning on Saturdays. So the question is tax cyclical? Absolutely. Am I in tax anymore? Absolutely not. The worst busy season that I probably had, despite that there was no busy season meals and that there was really just no perks involved in that, was one day the bosses came, and it was about 2 weeks before the spring busy season. They said, "Hey David, we need you to come in and work a little bit more on Sunday." So I was like, oh man, I got to come in on Sunday? That's 7 days. And so sure enough, I had to come in. I was working throughout the whole week, and then I had to come in, work a full day Saturday, and then work another 4 hours on Sunday. So that came out to probably about 65, 70 hours, something like that. But, you know, that was the worst at this small firm, and it was only one weekend, so it wasn't even that bad. And then when it came to the fall, so because we were in a small firm, all the information mostly came in the spring. That was the peak of our busy season. In fall, oh my gosh, it was cake compared to what I've seen or what I'll tell you about later in the Big Four. But really, what happened in the spring was the bulk of the work. And then in the fall, we had maybe 1 or 2 weeks when it was that we had to do overtime. And essentially, one night when I had to stay late and everybody else went home, but I was working on this silly return because they got us information at the last minute. So anyways, to understand what busy seasons are like in a small firm. Hey, my name is David. This is my life on play. Glad to have you here. We'll see you next time.